Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing
Welcome to the million dollar show. This is something that you've never seen before. Closed over, dead, done.
What's up, everybody? Today is Music Monday at www.poeticexpressions.com. And before you watch this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Leave your comments and leave your thoughts on these videos. And thanks to those who have already done so. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Today's review is about Prince. Prince has a new CD, as if that's really a surprise to anybody. Prince comes out with a CD, it seems like every 8 or 9 months or so. So for those diehard Prince fans, it's very difficult to keep up because he's always releasing new music. I don't even know what the tally is for the total number of studio albums that he has, not let alone remixes and live albums and things like that. But with that said, Prince released this album, HitNRun, November 4th, I believe was the date, and he released it exclusively to Tidal. So for those of you who don't know what Tidal is, basically it's a very high-def streaming service, I guess you could say. Basically, you get exclusive things, you pay a monthly fee for it, and you're supposed to get all of this exclusive content. Or it may not even be exclusive, it may be just that you get it first before everyone else does. So Beyonce, Jay-Z, Usher, Madonna are just some of the people that are involved or basically on the board for this big wave of Tidal that has come about here in the last few months. So anyway, Prince released his CD, HitNRun, on Tidal. Originally, it seemed like his plans was to only release it on Tidal, but about a week after that, the CD actually was released in stores so people could get the physical copy. So I did go ahead and pick it up to see what it was all about. And this is it here for you all who may not have seen it in the stores yet. Again, it's called HitNRun, and it's his new CD. He called it that because of the pop-up concert dates that he's been doing here recently. He's been showing up at certain cities without really any notice and just performing a concert. So it's one of those things where if you hear about it, great. If you don't, then you just have to wait until the next time he decides to pop up in your city or a city near you. He also has his new girl group, Third Eye Girl. They're kind of like a rock pop girl group. It's 3 girls in there, and he has them on the album as well. And one of the things he did on here, I thought that was a little slick. His last CD, which the name of it is escaping me right now, I can't think of it, but basically he had Third Eye Girl on his last CD too, and he The Artificial Age was the name of his last one. And there was a song on there, actually it was one of my favorite songs, and it's called This Could Be Us. That song was just really hot, but it wasn't released as a single. I don't know why, but to me it should have been. So he reworked that song on the new CD, and he tried to make it, I guess, like it's a new song. It has a different beat, but to me, he should have left that one alone. That song was great as it is, and other artists have done that. He's not the first. Mariah Carey tried to do it with her last CD, the Me, I Am, Mariah, Elusive Chanteuse, whatever it was called. But she had some songs, well, it was one song on there in particular with Mary J. Blige that actually was released 2 albums before, and all she did was just add Mary J. Blige on the verse. So, you know, if you're not a diehard fan and you don't have every CD, some of these songs may sound new to you, but if you have all of the artist's music, then you know better. So that's the only recycled song as far as I'm aware of on this CD. But I will say it's great. You all have to check this out. For the most part, it's a dance CD, upbeat, some really just kind of funky beats, a lot of heavy guitars, trumpets, horns, you know, the kind of music you expect from Prince. And to be honest, I really didn't have that high expectations for this album. I just kind of thought, okay, I'll probably like about 5 or 6 songs on it, and you know, I may not like the whole thing. But the worst song on here, I would say, is really "This Could Be Us," and the only reason I even say that is because the original one, I just really took to that one more than I did this reworked version that he did. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do, and it's called Prince Hit and Run is the name of that CD. Let me know your thoughts on it, or your thoughts and even just Prince's music in general, what you think about that. And also, check out my review of T.I.'s latest EP. It's not a full CD, but he does have it available on iTunes and digital copy, and it's called The Nick. And basically, the title of that is 5 songs, and it's the precursor, if you will, to his upcoming album, which is going to be called something with Dime in it. I can't remember. It's Dime. I want to say Dime Bag. That's not it, but that's kind of sort of what he's alluding to here, I think. So anyway, make sure you check out my review of his new EP, The Nick, and that is called T.I. The Nick Before the Dime. So check that out at www.poeticexpressions.com. And before I go, I have 2 other things that came up in music news last week or 2 that I just have to talk about before I finish this video. First up is Toni Braxton. Now, we all know Toni Braxton. If you didn't know her, you know her from the Braxton Family Values TV show. But, hey, shame on you if you didn't know her before that, because she is a huge, huge superstar in her own right. She's the most successful out of all of her sisters. Tamar Braxton, I would say, current day, probably is the one who's getting the most attention as far as music career goes. But Toni Braxton, you can't take away the amount of records that she sold. I mean, just millions upon millions of records. Lots of awards that she's won. She's a sex symbol, icon. She still looks good. I don't know exactly. I think she's like 46, 47, something like that. And she still looks amazing, looks better than most women half her age. So she put out a memoir about a year ago, and it was called Unbreak My Heart, which is the title of one of her biggest songs. And in that memoir, she talks about her divorce. She talks about her son with autism. She also talks about her illness with lupus. And she talks about, of course, what everyone knows, her 2 bankruptcies. So it's basically her journey from when she first started her career up to that point. And now she's teaming up with Lifetime to executive produce a biopic about her movie. About her life. Now, I like Toni Braxton, I really do. But I think some of these artists are just getting slap happy with these biopics because after they've seen, TLC's, I think as far as TV goes, very successful on the TV front. The Aaliyah, Whitney Houston movies, I don't know what kind of ratings they did, but kind of seems like not so much. And both of those were shown on the Lifetime network. The Aaliyah movie, I just have to say this, the piece of it that I saw, it was so bad, I didn't even want to finish watching the rest of the movie. So to this day, I still haven't seen the whole thing and really have no interest in seeing it because I felt like it really didn't tell the true legacy of her career. The Whitney Houston one I watched all the way through, but I didn't really care for that one too much either. It was better than I thought the Aaliyah movie would have been, but it wasn't just great. But with this Toni Braxton movie, and I think especially with the huge, huge success that NWA has had with Straight Outta Compton and director F. Gary Gray, now she's putting out a biopic, and it's called Unbreak My Heart. It's basically based on her memoir. And while Toni Braxton has been through her share of heartache and triumphs, I'll give her that, I can't really say that her story is so compelling that I would want to see a movie about her life just yet. That's just me. Maybe some of her diehard fans would, but I don't know. I think with some of those other big biopics that we've seen that have made a whole lot of money or a lot of viewers on TV, those people have stories that are so jam-packed that it's hard to tell it in 2 hours. With Toni Braxton's movie, I feel like there will probably be a lot of fluff once you get past the bankruptcies and, maybe her divorce and then some other things. But, hasn't been out yet, so I can't give it a full critique until I see the movie. But this is what's crazy about it. She's starring in the movie, and she's playing herself. So, on one hand, it eliminates the possibility of having an actress come in who doesn't do her justice. But at the same time, she's playing herself. Fantasia did that on her movie, and yeah, just gonna leave that at that. So, next up is Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, as I just talked about, had her biopic come out earlier last year, this year, I can't remember. I kind of tried to wipe that release date from my mind. But she is coming back in the form of a hologram. Holograms are also something that is very popular ever since Tupac did it at Coachella. This was back in, I don't want to put a date on it because I'm probably going to mess it up, but it was a few years ago, basically, and he came out on stage with Snoop Dogg, and it was like they were performing together, and it really looked like it was him. So now, Pat Houston, who is basically over Whitney Houston's estate, has teamed up with the CEO of the hologram company, and they're wanting to create this Whitney Houston reincarnation, if you will, that's on stage with this hologram, and it's going to tour the U.S. Now, the interesting thing about this is not only will this Whitney Houston hologram be having a full-out tour, but on select dates, you also get to see it on cable. So if you don't get a chance to go to the show, there's a chance you may be able to see it. I don't know if it'll be pay-per-view, regular TV, or maybe HBO type thing. I don't know for sure, but it definitely will be televised at some point. And this has gotten the green light. It's set to go, and it will be happening sometime in 2016. And my views on that are, you know, you have two different kind of artists usually. You have artists that are singers, and then you have entertainers. You know, I would say Beyonce, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, those people I would say are more so entertainers. You know, even with Beyonce, even though I feel like she has a great voice, she's an entertainer because she's going to move all across the stage. She's going to have all these different pyrotechnics to her show, dancers, different outfit changes, and, you know, she's going to give you a full-out show, I think. Then you have people who are Whitney Houston, you know, maybe Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, you know, even Luther Vandross when he was alive. I would say those people are singers. Those people are not entertainers in my mind. So with that, when you think about what a hologram is, and basically for those that don't know, it's a digital image, if you will. I believe it's like a glass piece that's on stage, so I don't think you can really bump into it because it could shatter or you could distort the image. But it looks like it's the real person. Now, they did do this for the Michael Jackson, it was on the Billboard Awards a while back. It was maybe a few months after he died when they had that Escape album come out. That was amazing because he had all these dancers and stuff with him, and it really looked like it was him. And I didn't get a chance to go to the Immortal tour that was going on, but I heard that was amazing. So to see a hologram of Michael Jackson, I think is a different story we're talking about here. You know, he is, when we talk about entertainers, he is the entertainer that most people set the standard at. With Whitney Houston, I don't know if I really would want to see this, to be honest. You know, I think it would be cool to maybe see for 1 or 2 songs, but a whole hour and a half, 2-hour set of a Whitney Houston hologram, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I really want to see. I don't know if it's something that even her hardcore fans want to see. And another thing, and I promise I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but which era of Whitney Houston are they going to use for this hologram? Because she's had so many different looks. Are they going to use the I Want to Dance with Somebody Whitney Houston? Are they going to use Bodyguard Whitney Houston, Waiting to Exhale? I think either one of those would be, you know, more fitting. The 2010 Whitney Houston, honestly, you know, when she really had started losing a whole lot of weight and things like that, I think that would be a bad idea if they tried to recreate that in hologram form. To me, that's just a memory that I think, again, fans would not want to see on stage. So it'll be interesting to even see how they make it look, let alone how it's going to interact on the stage. And I'm sure she's going to have maybe some guest stars along the stage with her. But want to know your thoughts on that as well. So that's pretty much it for me here this week at Music Monday. And again, check out that review I did of T.I.'s new EP. It's called The Nick, and the name of that review is T.I. The Nick Before the Dime. And thanks for everyone for checking out Music Monday, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.